Has indeed been good. That's Bethel Revival Choir featuring Joe Metal with Enyo. And good morning and welcome to October, which has started on a rainy note, at least for those of us here in Accra. Not sure where else in Ghana the rain has poured. Please reach out to us on our Facebook page and other social media handles and let us know. We'd also reach out to the Ghana Meteorological Agency as their best place to know what the situation is. This morning, though, these are the videos we're getting from Carnation First Light here in Accra. So that particular stretch is quite flood prone. There are a few other parts of our city roads that are like that. Would speak with someone who understands why we're having to endure this and propose some solutions.
That's on the lakeside, okay.
It's also the 1st of October, which means we've already done 9 months of 2021. How much of what you set out to accomplish this year have you achieved? If you're on track, that's good. If you lost your way, here's a chance to reroute and get back on track. Today on the show, we're hosting someone who will give us simple tips to soldier on and end the year on a good note. Your questions are welcome via our social media platforms. The third mini clinic of the EcoBank Joy News Appetite Fair is at the Junction Mall this weekend. We're hosting Elegant Homes once again, and they have some amazing discounts for patrons of the third mini clinic. A number of you have complained about the same re-registration, which starts today, and the fact that you can only re-register with a Ghana card. Is there a way out, or the authorities will not budge? And if they won't budge, how do we get you a Ghana card? Stay tuned in. Well, okay, we're not going to get you a Ghana card. We're going to show you how you can get a Ghana card. Stay tuned in. I'm Israelite, and I'll be doing this with Enimwa Enimado. Good morning. All right, so good morning to you once again, and it's the 1st of October.
Yes.
Welcome to October.
October to remember, and it's the 10th month of the year. Basically, the month is the year is pretty much over, isn't it? Yep.
It is, and we're starting October with some rain, and as a result, it's disrupted a few things. A few people are being, stuck out there in the rain. Some parts of the city is flooded. Well, I won't say the city. It mainly has to do with the roads.
Yeah.
So some of the roads have become unmotorable because they're underwater. So you can expect that if you're having to step out this morning, especially for those who use the Carnation stretch, you're going to be stuck in traffic for quite a while. But yeah, we'll be talking a bit more about that. We're getting an engineer to get to explain to us what the situation is, and then the solutions. The solutions we already know. We've talked about the solutions over and over and over again, but somehow we haven't seemed to come to the point where we're implementing these solutions. But yes, we'll have that conversation. But let's get on with the newspapers now, and we're starting with the Daily Graphic.
I have nothing
when
to
we
say.
talk about newspapers,
October, I'm a changed woman. I'm going to be quieter and calmer and not talk too much. So please go ahead.
I doubt that you can do that.
How much do you bet?
I'll mention the wager, but off air.
I'm doing a lot of things off air, aren't you? Like yesterday. Okay, I'm not going to say anything.
Okay, let's get on with the Daily Graphic.
Israel, please don't use 15 minutes. That's all I'm saying.
Okay. Eastern Region Soup, 7 illegal miners arrested. Deputy Minister alarmed by foreigners' invasion. And the story goes, 7 persons comprising 2 Ghanaians and 5 foreigners still neck deep in illegal mining activities in the New Ebrim district in the Eastern Region have been arrested. They were arrested yesterday when the Deputy Minister of Lands and Natural Resources, Mr. George Mriku Duka, led a special operation made up of military and policemen to clamp down on illegal mining activities, popularly called Galamsey in the area. The special operation follows several distress calls from local people in mining communities to the Ministry of Lands and Natural Resources about the destructive activities of illegal miners. All right, so the illegal miners and illegal mining hasn't stopped. Okay. 3 Ethiopian regions vote. That's an international news. Algeria begins COVID-19 vaccines production. All right. So Algeria has started producing the COVID-19 vaccine developed by Chinese firm Sinovac. Okay. With production expected to be 8 million doses a month. So what they're doing, I guess, is having to essentially manufacture vaccines that have been produced or developed by China. So it's more like a rebottling, not the actual phrase to use or term to use, but that's quite like it. All right, so rescued African migrants arrive in Italy, and we go to page 9. Ecuador president declares state of emergency. Sarkozy found guilty. All right. And Opel plant to shut over global chip shortage. German automaker Opel announced on Thursday that it would temporarily shut down a plant in the city of Eisenach by next year. Employees will be furloughed until the factory opens, something the company has said it hopes to do by early next year. The reason given was a global lack of microchips created in part by supply chain shutdowns, as well as labor shortages brought on by the COVID-19 pandemic. COVID-19 again. Then on the gender page, be comfortable with discussing sex with your girls. Fathers advised. Well noted. Bujumbura residents vacate ahead of demolition. So that story is on the front page of the Daily Graphic, and this is an issue. Essentially, the people were unwilling to move because they said they didn't have anywhere to go. And it turns out, well, a number of them are moving. The plan is to demolish the place and use it for other purposes. There's talk of a school building or school buildings to be put up there. Police recruitment scam leader grabbed. Wow. The police have arrested a 21-year-old man suspected to be the leader of a police recruitment scam. The suspect, Frank Fenuku Jr., was arrested at Zongo Junction, an area at Adentang in Accra on September 27, 2021. Okay, on page 15, the advert that indicates, well, is it an advert or, well, it tells you how to get to register your SIM card, and it's causing quite some confusion. People are unhappy. They're saying they don't have the Ghana cards, and if they don't have the Ghana cards, and you're saying that's the only way they can register their phone numbers, it puts them in a fix. So we'll have that conversation. We'll see if there's a way out. Otherwise, how you can get your Ghana card. On the center spread, digitization of land administration commences. We're scaling up efforts at achieving SDGs. That's the presidential advisor on SDGs. Let's collaborate to address disaster challenges. NADMO Director General. On the politics page, 3 more nominees accepted in Northern Region, 5 confirmed so far. Uluwa Manya Krobo retains MC. MP opt for development over luxurious cars. Okay, that's interesting. Read a bit of that. The National Democratic Congress Member of Parliament for Ayensiano, Nanayao Teddy Adi, has revealed that he will not accept government's luxurious cars for MPs, but rather invest his share in development projects within the constituency. According to him, about 98% of roads within the constituency were in deplorable state, affecting economic growth within the area. Okay. He disclosed this when the 2003 group of Okwapman Senior High School paid a courtesy call on him. Okay, so I'm an addition myself. But I'm trying to understand if he's going to swap, he's not going to take the luxurious cars. It's supposed to be a car loan. How is he going to invest that in his share of development projects within the constituency? Okay, we may want to get a bit more on that. NMC wants media freedom for MMDC's confirmation coverage, right? And on the regional page, EPA school central region MMDAs on sand winning effects. And police gunned down 2 suspected robbers. That's on page 25. Irate youth raised down Pantang hospital wall. Oh, why? More education needed on insurance policy. Talo IIA built capacity of 150 SMEs. And then in education, make a national education curriculum STEM-led. KNUS Steve Vice Chancellor. Rebecca Foundation donates face masks to WASI students. And only 10% of potential attraction sites developed. That's on tourism. Okay. This is a whole lot more that we can develop. Graphic reporter wins malaria reporting award. Anoka Honors Sports Minister. That's the Association of National Olympic Committees of Africa. And on the back page, 3 organizations to build cleft center at CAF, and EU trains 2,000 local farmers in horticulture.
Okay,
How many
Stephanie?
minutes did I do?
No, about 8, I think. So not too bad.
All
Not
right.
too bad, I must say. All right, the Ghanaian Times this morning. Task force arrests 7 galamseyers, decommissions 19 changfangs at Osekrum. Plan to redevelop Budumburam refugee camp. Residents resist eviction order, but DCE warns they stay at their own peril. Aggressive public education needed to reduce COVID-19 vaccination hesitancy. And Cleft Charity provides $2 million for surgery facility at CAF. Okay, so a lot of stories Israel has already done. Page 5, ex-Malawian MP shoots himself dead in Parliament. So he used to be the 2nd Deputy Speaker of Parliament, Clement Chiwaya. He went to Parliament, to the office of the clerk yesterday morning and shot himself. He left a suicide note, left behind a wife and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 kids. Yeah, really sad. Most most African states miss COVID-19 jab targets, and former South Africa minister implicated in COVID-19 corruption. Okay. Nazi camp secretary caught after fleeing trial. Ecuador police storm riots hit jail. Queen of England promotes Professor Ajiman Kosa and 9 others to the Officer of the Order of St. John. So Queen Elizabeth has promoted former Director General of the Ghana Health Service, Professor Ajiman Kosa, to an Officer of the Order of St. John, together with a few other people. So the Order of St. John is a British royal order of chivalry constituted in 1888 by royal charter from Queen Victoria and dedicated to St. John the Baptist. So it's a pretty big honor. So congratulations to Professor Bedu Kosa and 9 other of his friends. Ghana improves infertility rates and lives of families. Okay, the licensed sex predator, alternative medicine practitioners cannot escape the law. And of course, this has to do, remember Manasseh Azuri's documentary, The Licensed Sex Predator. So this is a feature, follow-up sort of on that by Nyakote Obu and Laurentia Agri Bluey. So, okay, implement time management in all sectors of the economy. And Accra has been named the UNESCO World Book Capital for 2023. NCCE says contributes to fight against violent extremism. That has in the papers earlier this week. Program to create 2,500 jobs for women has been launched. It's called the Women Entrepreneurship for Africa Program. And it was launched yesterday. The aim is to create 2,500 jobs and secure 5,035 existing jobs for women-owned enterprise. So you remember that SNIT is beginning their Saturday service as well, from tomorrow. So
Okay.
you can pop in to SNIT and get all your the stuff done. Okay, residents resist eviction order, but DCE warns that they stay at their peril. That story was in the news the whole of yesterday, but just in case you missed it. So residents of the Bunumbura refugee camp in the Gomoa East District of the Central Region yesterday vehemently resisted attempts by the government to evict them as the deadline given them to vacate the area elapsed. Okay. Today marks United Nations Day of Older Persons. So Israel, we are being celebrated today. Yeah.
Oh, we're not the ones that celebrate.
And the theme is digital equity for all ages.
Yeah, we should bring them onto social media as well.
You mean us?
No.
Aggressive public education needed to reduce COVID-19 vaccination hesitancy. That's also in the newspapers. Lots of donations and stuff on page 23. FDA launches campaign against substandard fake medicines. Oh, that's interesting. So they'll be doing that. Bank of Ghana records 1.57 billion Ghana cedis profit in 2020. That's a very good figure. Well, it looks like a very good figure. I'm sure, when you break it down, it'll be pretty nuanced, but it looks like a good figure. Poultry sector receives $2 million from the United States Department of Agriculture. Cup of Milo. Oh, that's a good one. Cup of Milo with sugar and milk tastes better. And of course, that has to do with our new coach. So, Ghana's newly signed coach, I always get his name, Milovan Rajevac. Rajevac, okay. Must have hit the ground running by naming a pool of 32 players. So it's really about the players that he's named and all of that. Okay, so more sports. Pressure builds on Coman after Benfica loss. Ronaldo revels in stealing United's CL late winner. Tyson Fury has been speaking. He says, I will defeat every heavyweight on the planet. Okay, Mr. Fury. And on the back page, GSA acquires 6 million cedis equipment to help test quality of metals, And school feeding associations allege underhand dealings at GNSFP Secretariat. That's it for the Ghanaian Times.
Okay, so we go to the Finder. And B5 Plus offers to supply free oxygen to all hospitals. 5 million cedis supplied to 100 hospitals for free since March 2020. Okay, that's very kind of B5 Plus. So they're saying the Tema-based iron and steel manufacturing production company, B5 Plus, has expressed its readiness to scale up free oxygen supply to cover all hospitals across Ghana free of charge. The company has supplied free oxygen to 100 hospitals at a cost of 5 million cedis as part of its corporate social responsibility since the outbreak of COVID-19 in 2020. Currently, the company is capable of producing 2,000 to 2,500 cylinders of oxygen a month. Okay. President Akufo-Addo eulogizes Nana Ampedu. Seafarer centers to be refurbished. Transport Ministry saying that. 71% of Ghanaians opposed to partisan local government elections, CDD. The story is on page 4. So it says a survey report by the Ghana Center for Democratic Development, CDD Ghana, has found that a vast majority of Ghanaians would prefer non-partisan local government elections. The survey, which interviewed a nationally representative number of 2,400 persons, found that 71% of respondents would prefer non-partisan elections at the local level. All right, so that was one of the reasons the referendum was called off. Okay, the referendum to get on the election of MMDCs. All right, also in the Finder, NPP Regional Annual Delegates Conference starts today. And yeah, that's about it for the Finder.
Okay, so moving on swiftly to the Daily Guide. A drum mayhem, security flopped with knee-jerk tactics, piracy high on the Gulf of Guinea, and I will arrest corrupt EC officials. That's according to the special prosecutor. Re-register your SIM. We'll be talking about that a little later on. Let's do some international news on page 5. Ecuador police storm riot hit jail where 116 people died in a gang war. So 400 police officers have entered a prison in the Ecuadorian port city of Guayaquil, where at least 116 inmates have been killed in a gang war. The brutal prison fight first broke on Tuesday night, and officials had said on Wednesday that the jail was back under control. But early Thursday, neighbors said they had heard explosions and gunshots. Afterwards, shortly, police said it was sending 400 officers back in to maintain order. 116 people dead. That's pretty serious. Sarkozy gets jail sentence over campaign funding. So former French President Nicolas Sarkozy has been sentenced to a year in prison for illegally funding his unsuccessful 2012 re-election campaign. Nazi Camp Secretary caught after fleeing her trial. Kim Jong-un offers to restore inter-Korean hotline. Okay, so that's it for international news. Piracy is high on the Gulf of Guinea. A lot of the other stories in the other newspapers. Some entertainment. I worked with Ampadu as a promoter. That's according to General Mosquito. He has been speaking, and we know we lost Nana Ampadu a few days ago. So, Davido as well has been speaking. He said, I had to leave Nigeria because I supported End SARS. So, Britney Spears' father suspended as a conservator. Other stories, minister appeals for holistic solution to maritime challenges. Okay, moving on. Who wins Ghana's most beautiful? Okay, Tonto Dike Prior Kel Songs Rock Goa tonight. That's the Ghana Outstanding Women's Awards ceremony tonight at the Marriott Hotel. Nana eulogizes Ampadu. Back page. Barca's situation is critical. Sergio Busquets admits. After Benfica inflicted a second successive 3-0 Champions League defeat on them to leave Ronald. People's jobs are hanging as usual. But Barca are not doing great. Minister committed to youth development. When you have Ronaldo, you always have a chance. Nice one. So Cristiano Ronaldo celebrated a record-breaking night in the Champions League with a dramatic injury time winner for Manchester United at Old Trafford. Okay. Fan jailed for player racial abuse. Okay, so that's it for the Daily Guide.
Right, so we go to the Daily Dispatch, and the President of Judges Association complains. New bungalows for judges have defects. Okay, Justice Senyo Jamefe, he has been speaking about this for a while now. Well, the story was on Wednesday, I believe. We covered the story on Wednesday, and it's still an issue that they're hoping can be resolved for them. They also talk about the allowances not being paid on time, delaying for so long. Licensed sex predator Ubu's take. And then Opoku on false allegations against the chief of staff. I was told to bring a virgin for money rituals, and I brought my sister as the suspect. Okay, sorry, it's on page 2. So 4 persons have been arrested in connection with the murder of a 33-year-old woman who was killed at Trafaso, a suburb of Asante Mampong last week. According to Adai Brobe, Kesben Media's reporter in Mampong, the 4, during police interrogations, confessed to killing Akosia Nyantechiwa for money rituals. Amongst the 4 men arrested include Yao Sapong, a brother of the deceased. Investigations revealed he led his other friends into the operation. The other 3 are Kwesi Boateng, a spiritualist, Kweku Poku, a very close friend of Yao Sapong, and Inusa Yakubu.
Okay, you done?
Yeah, very much.
Interesting. Okay, the very last paper on the table this morning. Wow, can't remember the last time we did all the newspapers. I guess it's rainy October. It's a miracle.
I can go back to the Daily Graphic and...
You can?
I can go back to the Daily Graphic and read some more of the stories.
Wow. Okay. It's your
fault.
okay.
Not like, really, it's your fault. There's so many stories in the Daily Graphic that we could have gone into, read them, but you said, I can't do that. And so, yeah, we've denied or
from the beginning of
deprived the
time,
people.
men have blamed women for everything that has gone wrong in their lives. Adam started it. Israel is continuing it. Okay, I'm going into the Daily Statesman now. Ex-French president jailed over illegal campaign funding. Foreign Ministry schools Ablakwa on how friendly nations share travel resources. I haven't even read the story, but I'm already annoyed. In fact, let me look for it. Okay. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration says it's a surprise at the posture taken by the Member of Parliament. Okay. So they issued a statement yesterday insisting that the claims are true. It is common knowledge that as part of the bilateral and multilateral diplomatic relations, various friendly states provide assistance of different Okay, Obasanjo used to offer President Kufuor a ride. The point is not really about the friendly nations and stuff. The point is about the fact that you've said you are going to buy a new jet, right?
Yeah.
And our question to you is that can we actually really afford it? Like when you list the things that are important to Ghanaians, not to the president, to Ghanaians, is a private jet one of them? That's all we're asking. We're not even answering. We're just asking the question. I mean, so I don't know. Let's not make this a political issue so it becomes MPP, NDC, and then, you guys get into the whole fighting thing and and then we forget the real issue, which is the fact that you all are trying to buy a jet. That's the real issue. We will not be deterred from the real issue. We will not. Okay. I feel better now.
Good.
Accra Tema motorway to get 5 interchanges. It's about time. Yeah, okay. Let me move on. Let's see. Oh, I interviewed Jim Ike yesterday.
Yes. And
yes.
We probably should bring it back. Okay, so Jim Ike, so he apologized, apparently.
Yes.
Okay, so at least we should be able to play back that apology.
Yeah, just the apology. He said some really good stuff. It was a very interesting interview.
So the Jim Ike who was supposed to be on the AM show yesterday, who, turned up very late or didn't show up, eventually made himself available, and he was on the Cosmopolitan Mix, and Enimweni Mado, the adorable,
we had a good chat.
Interviewed him.
Yeah, it was very interesting. Maybe we can play parts of it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Echo be insulting us by now that we haven't added this to the show, and now we are come to say that we are coming to play. Anyway, I can hear him, but obviously he's not talking to us. 7 things you didn't know about Nana Kwame Ampedu. BP Niger 2021. Pierre reveals how he intends to spend his 90 million naira. My stepmom has been watching. She sits in front of the TV and just watches
Niger.
Big
What's
Brother.
What's she looking out for?
I don't know, but she really enjoys it. The point that we are talking to her crowd, she doesn't hear.
Wow.
It's very interesting, isn't it? Yep. Anyways, Ramaphosa backs ex-minister implicated over graft. Afghanistan, U.S. Taliban deal hastened Afghan collapse. Okay, dear men. Dear men, here's how to have healthy sperm for maximum fertility. Things you shouldn't do: alcohol, drugs, environmental toxins, smoking. Oh, so sperm counts are higher in the morning. So, some good morning sex. Excessive ejaculation and prolonged abstinence are not good. So not too much is not good. Not enough is not good. Interesting. Okay. All right. I'm just going to move on. Cristiano. Okay.
Okay.
That's it for the
So
day.
yes, I think we can get the apology, the Jim Ike apology now. Let's hear what he has to say for not showing up.
To start with, I was here some 5-6 years ago. So Accra has changed traffic-wise so much. I thought 1 hour takeoff from the hotel down here will more than suffice to get here. We'll be sitting in traffic for well over 2 hours.
You're blaming the traffic.
I am.
At least you're not,
I'm doing the traditional
you're not
blame
like
game.
an African government. You're not blaming COVID-19.
And COVID is far-fetched. Let me deal with what I can reach
you
out
can
to
handle.
now.
Well, okay. Well, if you guys are listening, let me know if we're going to forgive Jim.
Please forgive me.
For
I won't forgive him.
Forgive me.
Because I posted it on social media.
And listen, Andy, you're right here. Don't do this to me. Don't throw me under the bus.
I posted it on social
We started with
media.
having a great conversation. Right?
And that comment, you have to pay me then.
I will.
Oh wow. Okay.
And then, you know what? We're having a press conference at 12 today. So basically, every ensuing matter can also be handled over there.
At the press conference.
Absolutely.
As in post facto apology.
Totally.
I
I'm making
see.
up for it.
All right. Well.
Okay, I haven't forgiven him. I'm not buying the traffic.
No. Of course not. But what can we do?
Typically if you're having someone come on the show like that, you want to post, on social media. I was telling myself, can you imagine if I had posted it on my social media?
On social media? Yeah, no. I mean, he missed AM, he missed Joy Prime, and he missed Hits FM.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then, showed up for Cosmo. So,
Anyway.
anyways, either ways, it was a pretty good conversation. And he said a lot of interesting things, a lot of things that I think the showbiz world or the entertainment industry here can benefit from.
Okay.
For example, he talked about the fact that he owns a lot of different businesses. So he's quite wealthy, but it's from a lot of other businesses. So when he started acting around the age of 22, decided that actually, you know what, I'm going to start investing in businesses as opposed to just putting all my eggs in one basket.
Okay.
And the other thing that was really interesting was that, he puts all these business plans together and stuff, and then hires people who have the PhDs and stuff to go and do the pitches and get the investments, because he said that he understands that if he tries to be at the forefront of his businesses, all people would see is Jim Iyke, the actor, the bad boy, and so they would not take the business stuff seriously. And so a lot of his investors, learn about the fact that, this is the man behind the business after
the business
itself has, spoken for. So he did say some very, very, very interesting things about it. And he talked about with the industry, the Ghanaian industry, he was like, our will to succeed is not crazy. We're not like super aggressive. He was like, Nigerians are super aggressive. They are aggressive AF. You know what I mean? And so they just push. But, in Ghana, we're kind of like relaxed.
I don't know what you mean.
What?
AF.
Okay. In Ghana, we're kind of relaxed and not like, you know what I mean? And so, yeah.
We're kind of laid back.
Exactly. And he's like, we do a lot of, this is my passion, this is my passion, this is my passion. And so we don't, push for it and all of that. And Nigerians really do. And they use a lot of strategy and skill. And they really, and he also talked about the fact that money.
Some crude means as well.
Well, yeah. But he also talked about the fact that, and we said all this yesterday, that in Nigeria, there are a lot of big money people supporting them, people who have, because of the way that the creative industry has been positioned. So, sorry, Gomez, what did you say?
We should break for sports.
Oh, right. Oh, okay. I was enjoying myself there. All right then, Gomez. Gomez says to break for sports, so we're going to take a quick break. In other words, I'm talking too much.
Essentially, you're doing your review of the news. We haven't even done my jaw online.
Oh, okay. Well, Gomez said we should break for sports. So we'll be right back. Oreku Ampofo, I almost couldn't remember his last name. Is right back after this break.
Stay tuned.
Hello, I'm Dori Nando. You can catch up with all the fun on the Cosmopolitan Mix and on all our shows via podcast. Just go to My Joy Online podcast and search for your favorite show and relive those moments all over again. Only on Joy 99.7 FM, radio for discerning listeners.
Super Hits Radio, Joy 99.7.
Welcome to the AM Sports with me, Oreku Ampofo. We'll be taking a look at the latest stories, and we'll start off from former Heart of Oak midfielder Benjamin Afutu-Kote, who is on the verge of joining newly promoted Egyptian side El Shakia Dokhan FC. Afutu, who was a key player in the Phobian setup last season, we saw them win the league and FA Cup double. It was close to renewing the contracts with the Continental Club Masters, but negotiations broke down, unfortunately. His manager, Daniel Taki, has been telling Joy Sports exactly what happened.
I believe the club started, on a wrong route. In every contract, when you are interested in the money, and you started, with the money issue, it will not get anywhere, because it is not the money that will make the contract a contract. As for money issue, there within 2-3 minutes, people can agree on something. Once you have the correct valuation of what you are going to do or the player that you want. So they started from the money. I even objected, and rejected it. I'm not interested in that. We should start from contract negotiation. Moreover, the existing contract, there are certain things that you are supposed to do, and you have not done it. And you have even changed your policy as a club. You have been paying signing on fee, and you are not paying signing on fee again. And, you sit down for a player to come to the negotiating table before you tell the player, we are no more paying signing on fee. What do you want the player to do if he's a reasonable person? So I told them, and it's like, oh, okay, we are now going to tell the press. I said, it's wrong. So go back and do the right thing so that we can continue the negotiation. So it's like, so how much do you want to take as a signing on fee, as a salary? And the way the discussions were going, we told them our mind. So we requested for a draft contract after telling them our mind. The draft came, and totally what we mentioned is not what is in the contract. So I started to raise alarm. That's yes. You have asked me something. We have raised, we have told you our mind. In the draft, we are expecting that those things will be in the draft. Then we can, agree and decide and speak to those things. But what you have given me is totally different. Moreover, do what is in the existing contract, complete it, so that the process can continue. So, it started from there. Until I think the then, chief executive left, I think Mr. Moore. And, Akambi came over, that he has been appointed by the board to come and continue the negotiation. And he took over, and, things didn't go the way we wanted. So it's like negotiation, at a point, break. And because we were not happy. We were not happy. The way comments were going, things were going, we were not happy at all. So we told him our peace of mind. Yes.
He's the manager of former Heart of Oak midfielder Benjamin Afutu-Kortei, and it's likely that he would be heading for Egypt, with the deal expected to be announced soon. But let's do some more stories. And in order to ensure Ghana produces more boxing world champions, President of the Ghana Boxing Authority, Abraham Kortei-Nikwe, has disclosed his outfit will only sanction high-quality bouts. My colleague Asari Bediako has more in the following report.
The Ghana Boxing Authority is not relenting in its efforts to ensure Ghana reclaims its rightful place in world boxing. The new executive board of the GBA has put in place measures to produce more world champions for the country. Speaking at the launch of the Idrowit Big Fight Night, slated for October 9, GBA President Abraham Kortei-Nikwe revealed only high-quality bouts will be sanctioned.
We are going to make sure this time we have a good fight. And when they brought their promotions letter to my office, I said, I want a good fight. And I saw the whole thing and I realized it's a good fight. If you don't give me a good fight, I will not sanction it. That's all. There is no problem. If you don't give me a good fight, I will not sanction it.
Abraham Kortei-Nikwe also underscored the importance of the promotions department of the Ghana Boxing Authority.
The promotions team have an office. They have the decks. Actually, they have the decks in their office. So it's not like I don't see anything. Before it comes to the Secretary General, it moves to the desk of the promotions team, then it comes to the president's office, then I return it back to promotions and tell them I'm okay. So I want to assure the director that this time is going to enjoy boxing. Yes, in Ghana, we continue to make the headway when it comes to sports. It has always been boxing, and it will always be boxing.
Well, from boxing to kickboxing, and Team Ghana has intensified preparations for the 2021 East Coast Classics, which comes off next month in South Carolina, United States. 8 Ghanaian point kickboxers will be fighting to win medals in the tournament slated for October 8th. Head coach of Team Ghana, Seth Mensah, and Isaac Comey, both of them have been speaking and are hopeful that Ghana can bring a medal.
The guys are already prepared, and I mean, we have no problem about the guys. Whatever that we need from them, we have got it. So we are 100% sure. We are 100% sure that they'll make it. We work with in the area of the kicks and the punches. Yeah, because as a point contact fighting, your hands have to work and your legs also have to work because it's a point. So always you have to achieve that. You have achieved your goal. You have to determine and focus that this is what I'm going in for, and I have to claim it. For the athletes, actually, for you being a fighter, you already know. Even in our guys, they all know, or we all know that with them, they know the type of training that we have given them to gain their points and so forth.
I'm ever prepared for these bouts that we tournaments coming ahead that we are going to participate in. I'm prepared. Everything that I do to win my fights, I've done it, and I've done excessively. So I'm going to perform more. Ghanaians should expect more from me.
I understand you were once a boxer. Why the switch to point kickboxing?
Yeah, this is we normally grab opportunities. Yeah. So I do fight. I fight in all. I fight in boxing. I fight in MMA. I fight kickboxing. I do Muay Thai. So any challenge that comes on my way, I grab it and I do it. This is what I say I want to do. So I normally do all. And I do challenge the boxers. Ghana good boxers that we have here, I challenge them. Yeah. So I'm ever prepared for anything that come on my way.
So what makes point kickboxing special?
Point kickboxing is in the form of kickboxing, and this is an opportunity, and we don't give up on opportunities. This is our lifestyle, what we say we want to do, and ever since we are young, we've practiced more of this, and this is in our field. So we are in for all.
Well, they are definitely in for all, and we're bringing you updates of the East Coast tournament, which takes place this month. But Barcelona are set to sack manager Ronald Koeman, and it could happen before their weekend's game against Atletico Madrid, says Spanish football expert Guillem Balague. We'll also keep you up to date on the development of Barcelona's hunt for a new coach. Our goals from Declan Rice and Said Benrahma gave West Ham United a 2-0 victory over Rapid Vienna in their home UEFA Europa League Group H match on Thursday night. Now, the Hammers extended their perfect start to life in Europe with victory, building on their win in Zagreb with the second straight 2-0 success with Declan Rice on target in both games. Well, West Ham enjoying life there. But before we go, let's just get the latest from tennis, where world number 1 Novak Djokovic has withdrawn from the BNP Paribas Open. Well, that was the latest on Novak Djokovic. But this is how we wrap up the sports here. We'll be back again on Monday to bring you an update on everything that happened in the world of sports over the weekend. My name is Oreko Ampofo, and the AM show continues right after this.
Hello, my name is Evans Mensah, and you can relive all the fun and excitement on Top Story Newsnight, and of course, Ghana Connect via podcast. All you need to do is to log on to myjoyonline/podcast. Search for your favorite show and relive the moment. Joy 99.7 FM, your radio for discerning listeners.
Joy 99.7.
All right, so you're still on the AM show, and this morning we started October with some rains. It's been raining in parts of Accra, at least that's what I know. And I'm not sure what it is like in other parts of the country. And so we asked you to share with us what the situation is like in your neck of the woods. And so let's get on to Facebook and see what some of you have been saying about what the situation is. And John says, are we sure it rains? No, I do bad thing, water. Okay, so clearly that's not it. You're just trying to be sarcastic there. Okay, so Thomas says, are you complaining or telling us everything in Ghana, Joyce is doing politics with it, now you are complaining? Okay, we're asking you to tell us what the situation is like in your neck of the woods. I don't know why that will be a complaint. Okay, Nyame Betre, Michael Fuzo, Nyame Betre Republic, Moto, Ghana is second Israel. I don't get that one. Citizen says, how do we share pictures when you have disabled picture sharing button on your page? Is that the situation? Let's look at that. And efforts, Salami says, efforts must be made to divert the flow of water. Long distance flow is not helpful. Nana Mensa says, Salt Pond is now receiving its share of the rains. Okay, so it's raining in Salt Pond as well. And let's move on. Kingsley says, okay, been raining in Cape Coast. Faith Love says it's been raining in Cape Coast for hours. And Wunam says, in my area, nothing happened. That's spin 6. Okay. All right. So clearly it's not the whole of Accra that it's experiencing the rain. It's some parts of Accra. And we have actually gotten some videos from Carnation First Light, which we're going to share with you in a bit. So there you see that the road was submerged because they had water all over it. The rain had caused some puddles of water. In fact, the road essentially was down and completely submerged, making motoring difficult. So that's one of the videos that you have there. So part of the road is taking over, and the vehicles are having to drive through it. All right, so the music you hear there is actually not coming from us. It's the person who filmed the situation and sent it to us. So that's where the music is coming from. But yeah, we have a number of these videos coming through. So here's another one where you can see the road has been overtaken by, I won't call it floods really, it's just the water, the downpour has taken over. Here's another video. All right, so this is actually live from Aveno. So the situation has, well, eased considerably, even though you can expect that there's some water on the road as well. And you can expect that this is going to slow down traffic. So wherever you're headed, you'd just have to take note that it's going to take you a bit longer than usual. If your vehicle is that low, then it means you have a low clearance. It means you have to be mindful and don't venture into any water you come across. All right, so we have Adum TV's Dache Hene. He's been in parts of the city and he's joining us to tell us what the situation is like. So Dache Hene, Nane Alai, where are you and what's the situation where you are? Hello, Nanea, where are you and what's the situation where you are?
hear me?
Israel, if you can hear me, I am well located at the office very close to ECG. That's where I am now at Avena Junction. Now, the issues relating to flood in Ghana or in Accra have become something that we have become acquainted to each and every year. And whenever it rains, we know that there are always flood. Now, when you come to the Avena Junction, the situation here is that there is flood here, and then the traffic is mounting. From the time we got here, you could see that the traffic is mounting here. Now, the situation has been that there is a bigger drain that is supposed to carry this water to its location. But now the situation is that the drain have been destroyed. Now, it is very difficult for this water to find its way into the bigger drain wherever it is coming from. So the situation on the ground is that now the water has found its way onto the road. And so the drivers who are particularly using this road are finding it difficult to tread on the road. Now, the situation is that because they are finding it very difficult, there is a heavy traffic on this particular stretch when you are moving from the industrial area heading toward Circle. The issues have been that even from Kaneshie to Circle, it is very difficult for you to walk freely or to drive freely on the stretch. Drivers we interact with earlier says that it has become something they talk about each and every year, and as such they are not willing to talk to the media again because they don't know or they've not seen any improvement from the previous year since they have been talking about this situation each and every year when it happens. And as such, they are not ready and willing to talk again. But some of the pedestrians who use this road, we would love to interact with them and then ask them as to how they find it difficult to plow this road each and every year. Let me talk to this driver. Like I said before, most of them are not ready and willing to speak to the media. But let me just talk to my brother who has been in traffic for some time now because of this particular rain. Boss, let me ask you, I know you have been in traffic for a while. What is the situation like?
Actually, I'm coming from Kaswa, and you know our situation with the Kaswa Road. So I've been in traffic for almost 1 hour, getting to 1 hour 30 minutes. But then I hope something can be done about the roads, and if other roads we can get access routes to other places, then.
Okay, so Israel, just like I was saying, the situation is not comfortable at all here. You could see where I am really standing, just in the flood as I speak to you. I'm standing here and you can see the situation for yourself. Probably nobody needs to just describe it for you. You could see what is really happening here. And it is just not here, but when you use the other stretch of the road where you are leading to the ECG office, the place is just flooded. So people who are ready to even access the ECG office will find it very, very difficult because the entrance to that particular office has been flooded and drivers are finding it difficult just to use that access or to use that particular stretch of that road. So the situation is uncomfortable. Drivers are complaining. Pedestrians are also complaining because it is very difficult for you to cross to the other side, especially so when you are putting on a shoe. You need to pull off your shoe to be able to cross the flood to the other end so you can go to wherever you want to go. But for the drivers, it is becoming a huge problem because they've been in traffic for almost an hour and more, and they have not seen any improvement from the previous years when they have been talking about this particular situation. So Israel, this is really the situation on the ground from Avena Junction.
That's Adom TV's Dache Hene, and I bringing us that update from Avena. And as you can tell, the situation is quite worrying. You can see that clearly the road, a section of the road has been cut off because there's water, and so most of the vehicles, or virtually all the vehicles, have to go through that stretch that doesn't have any puddle of water because you're not too sure if you're safe driving through the puddle of water, unless you have a four-wheel drive, which will mean that you can then drive through without any issues. But if you have a vehicle with low clearance, it makes things quite difficult for you. As I indicated earlier, we will be reaching out to the Ghana Meteorological Agency. Fortunately, we have them joining us in studio and have Joe Tete Potofi. Good morning to you, Deputy Director of Forecasting at the Ghana Meteo. Thank you for joining us in the studio. So you're actually promoting your GMET app, which should tell people what if they're in an area that can't experience flooding. Explain that to us and let us know how that works in the light of what we're experiencing right now.
Thank you very much, and good morning for having me.
Good morning.
Yes, we have an app which is called My Flood Risk App Accra.
Okay.
We started it on a pilot basis. We have a Gan East, Gan West, and Accra Metropolitan Assembly. That is AMA.
All right.
This is 3 districts that we are dealing with now. We have the mind of upscaling it, but it will take some time to upscale it to almost all Accra, then to the whole country.
So what does it do if you, for instance, found yourself at Avino right now? Will it tell you that you're in a flood prone or a flood risk area?
Yes, it is an app. And then when you type your location, it will give you the level of the water level at that area.
Okay.
And if the water level will also increase, it will tell you. And you'll be able to see. There are so many things on the app. It will advise you what to do. It also have a numbers that if you are in a situation that you need somebody to help you, you must be able to call those numbers for NADMO, for police, for fire service, so that you'll be able to come to your aid.
Yeah.
In case you have a relative somewhere and you have the app, and you look at the app and you realize where the relative is, it's going to be flood. You can even call somebody to help.
All right.
Yeah, it has so many things to do.
Okay, so let's look at the rains that we had this morning. Are you able to tell us the amount of downpour rain we had this morning? That's in which parts of Ghana experienced it? I know that we got a text, someone telling us that it was raining in Cape Coast. I don't know which other part of the country.
Along the coast, from Kita to Axim, this morning they will have rains. Yesterday till the night, the middle belt and a part of the northern region also has a lot of rain.
That was yesterday.
To today.
To today.
Some areas around Koforidua and then Wenchi and Itevaros are also having some rains as we are speaking.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you able to tell how much rain we experienced along the coast?
Yes, some areas had about 25 millimeters of rain.
Okay.
Some had 45 millimeters of rain. Some had just about 10 millimeters of rain along the coast. But for the inland, theirs was heavier than what we are experiencing along the coast.
All right. So are we to expect some more today?
Yes, we are in our minor season, especially the coast and the middle belt are in their minor season. And at times, the minor season will be favored than the major season. So we should expect more rains till we get out of the hood. That will be around second week in November.
Okay.
Especially along the coast and the middle belt.
All
Then
right.
after November, we usher ourselves into the dry Harmattan season.
Okay. So from what you're saying, 45 millimeters, that was the highest in somewhere along the coast.
Yes.
Is that significant enough to cause the kind of flooding we're seeing, especially when it didn't rain for very long?
Yes, it's significant because I was saying that the resilient level of some of the cities now are very low.
Okay.
Because of anthropogenic things that we have been doing. Building structures, pavements, roads, houses, and that sort of thing. So any little rain will cause some flash floods.
Okay, so it's just at this point that I'm bringing in Edward, and he's a civil engineer, and he understands these issues. And he, as you heard Mr. Potofi indicate, it's because of the things that we have been doing in Accra. It has reduced the ability of the city to control or contain flooding each time it rains. Good morning to you, Mr. Anand. So I'm sure you would understand better what Mr. Potofi says when he says that because of some of the things we are doing in Accra, the buildings and the rest, we've reduced the ability of the city to control or contain rains each time there's a downpour. Hello, Mr. Anand.
Yes, sir.
All right. So I want to bring you into the conversation. Please explain to us what Mr. Potofi means when he says that because of the way we have built in Accra, the city is not able to contain water each time it rains.
Yes.
All right, Mr. Annan, I'm sure you can you hear me?
Hearing you, there is a disconnect between my laptop and then what is happening on the TV. It appears.
Okay, so you're supposed to listen to it on your laptop, actually.
Okay, all right.
Okay. So explain to us what is happening and why Accra can't contain that much water now.
Yes, you have yes, I'm there. You have the drains serving Accra. Good.
Or maybe, Mr. Anna, maybe what you should do is to turn off your TV, because I think you're hearing yourself in the TV and it's disturbing you or distracting you as well. So if you turn off the TV, you can listen to us on the laptop, and it makes things a lot easier.
We have drains serving Accra.
Right.
The major one is the Odo drain. Now, much of the runoff or the flood that comes to Accra are from the region. Now, what happens is that there have been studies to see what should be the solution to the flooding. And one key recommendation was that there should be some detention basins upstream before the water enters the Accra region. Now, what has happened is that those places which have been earmarked for these detention basins, which will hold the water for some time before releasing gradually into the drains in Accra, those places have been encroached upon. They are now people's properties. And therefore, there will be the need either to break down some of those structures and create those ponds to hold the water before releasing into the Odo drain, for instance. And so if we don't do that, then all the flood that comes from the regions will just flow into Accra. And because our drains are not that large, they'll be overflowed their boundaries. And then you have it on the street. If you look at the Neiman drain, for instance, it becomes rectangular up to a certain point. Then it becomes trapezoidal. Then it goes getting towards the Odo drain, it becomes rectangular again. So now, from the transition from the trapezoidal into the rectangular section, the flood becomes too much for the rectangular section. And because the sides are also encroached, you cannot widen it anymore. And therefore, it flows onto the roads. And so, because of the buildings in Accra, you have a lot of these standards not being able to widen. So it's a big problem. So that is what Mr. Potofi is talking about.
Okay, so
you have buildings which are sized for a certain flood. Now, what is coming is more than that. And then, because of the transition from one section to another, the lower sections are not able to carry what is coming from the upper sections. And therefore, it flows onto the road.
Okay, so you're talking about the Nima situation, but we also have the Carnation First Light situation, where we're seeing that each time it rains, you get the water taking over the road. Are you able to explain what is happening on that stretch as well?
Yes. Some of them, too, you have what we call cross culverts, where the stream is flowing towards the road, and you have to transfer it from one side of the road to the other. But then the cross culverts are smaller, and therefore it cannot carry the amount of flood that is coming from the upstream. And therefore it becomes a bottleneck. Instead of just passing the water to the other side, it is not. And therefore it flows on top of the road, and it becomes a problem for motorists. So you have that.
Okay.
And some of the things too were sized only for the roads, not taking the water that runoff from the adjoining properties. And therefore, that also becomes a problem.
Okay, so from what you're explaining, you have the drains or the rain pouring or the runoff water coming from one side of the road. It's supposed to go underneath, under the road. The drains there, it's supposed to go underneath it. But then if it's not, they are not large enough, then it means you can't have the water going down, or some will go down, but a lot of it will also go over.
The remaining one will go over.
Okay. How do you deal with a challenge like that? Do we have to widen the drains down there?
If you want to, it is the cross cover which is a problem. And because it is under the road, if you want to increase that size, you may have to cut the road and maybe put another cell before you can take the flood that is coming from the upstream. You get it?
There used to be a similar challenge. I don't know if the same thing around on the George Walker Bush, around the tallow oil office.
That's right.
That has been resolved. How did they resolve it? Can't we bring that same technology there?
I think a similar thing was done. I'm sure they might have used a truss body to go under the road and the bore under the road and create another cell adjoining the previous ones. Then you can solve it. There's a special technology for doing that.
Okay. So that is Carnation First Light. But so we had Carnation First, the issue about Carnation First Light. But if you also, if you were listening, I don't know if you were paying attention, but there was one other motorist who was speaking with, and he was talking about the situation on the Kaswa Road. And he says that also is a problem each time it rains. I know there's one particular spot on that Kaswa Road that is quite problematic. Is there a solution, or is there something we can do immediately?
Which part of the Kaswa Road? Because I know there's one big drain there, or it's almost a bridge, where the overflow from the dam will normally pass. Now,
okay, so there's a place just after the toll booth. That's where you tend to get the challenge.
Okay, that's actually a low point. The low point. So we ought to have a cross cover there. Now, if the cross cover, like I'm saying, has not been designed to take that large quantity of flood, then you have that bottleneck. And you will have to go back and add another cell to that one. And then you can pass the runner. So a lot of work has to be done.
All right, so it looks like there's still quite a bit of work that needs to be done, and this has to be a lot more comprehensive. There are no quick fixes, essentially.
No, there are no quick fixes. You can do that. Either you block the road and do it in push, maybe you pick one carriage and then you do it, and then transfer the traffic to the other side, and then continue with that. Or use the truss body, where the vehicles can still plow, but people are working underneath the road. That is more costly anyway, but it solves the problem.
All right, but ultimately, you say we would need to look at the retention ponds.
That is to stop the flow or reduce the flow that comes into our drains upstream. It will hold the flood water for some time. And then when the levels of the water in the drains are gone down, then this one can start releasing into our drain. Then we don't have flooding. Because the capacity of our drains are such that they can't take so much. So you create the detention basins, which will hold much of the flood that is coming down for some time. and then start releasing gradually into our drain. Then you can solve much of the problem.
So one other challenge that has been cited has to do with the construction of buildings in waterways. Would you, is it feasible to say that we're going to demolish some of these structures? All right, so the network there is gone off. So I'll come back to you, Mr. Portofie. So we heard Mr. Anand suggest a number of ways we can do this. He talks about the water retention, the flood retention ponds, yes. And but you also talk about the construction of the siting of buildings in waterways. Would you recommend that we demolish some of these?
Very well, because I believe the building and construction code, when you get a plot, I think part of it should be green. But none of us have been doing it. Because when it is green, the water will percolate into the soil. But once you pave, everybody build and pave his house, then you have a lot of runoff coming in. And what he said is very true, because nature itself created some receptive ponds for us. But now we've cleared all of them. Anywhere you hear Jaw, Jaw means valley. So if it is Jawulu, it means big valley. Malajo is valley. So that at least the water that is coming from the eastern corridors all the way must pass through Accra before getting into the sea. And once we don't create those ponds, when we create those ponds, it will hold the water for some time, and then it will be discharging it bit by bit. For that, and I think this project has come to try to solve that problem, what we call the Greater Accra Resilient Integrated Development Project, GARID.
All right.
It's a well-bound project that we are also on it. We are doing the component of the flood, early warning flood systems. Then others are also looking at the engineering and structural engineering. So they have they've got some places that they want to do the detention ponds now. And we believe that by the close of that project, the resilient level of Accra will improve a little. But I think the building code should be also adhered to. That at least when you build, leave some place for green. Everybody should leave some place for green. The moment you paved, you tile your house, the water must run somewhere. And the drainage system that we are having are old drainage systems. They cannot withhold the amount of water that is coming now. At the end of the day, to run to our street and destroy our street and then get flood. So we believe that if laws are really adhered to, those who build on waterways too, if it is possible, they should clear them so that at least the water will find its way and move into the sea.
You know, the same way you say that people are not adhering to the building code, same way some people have been given permits to build in the waterways. So if they built in the waterways, it's not difficult for, I mean, you can't just go and demolish it. If you have to demolish, once you give them the permit, you'd have to compensate them before you get, but I'd like us to go over the bit where you say for each person or for each house that you're building, according to the building code, you're supposed to leave a section where water can percolate. So you don't pave the entire area. Otherwise, like you're explaining, if it rains, the water that should have drained into your soil runs out of your house and it has to find a way. It has to go into a drain. If the drain is not large enough to contain it, then it means you're creating a flooding situation before it actually gets wherever it has to get to. Okay, all right. Thank you very much. But I also want you to pick your thoughts on maybe any advice that you have for people who find themselves in a situation, flood-prone area, for instance. So they go onto the app that you have, and the app is telling them that you have a high or moderate risk. What are they supposed to do?
Yes, if it is a high risk, then either you call, or even if you are going towards that area, you avoid that area. It is very, very important. Because when I look at the pictures, I realize that if the outdoor, the water level is very high now. So it is not advisable for people to commute to those areas, because when it overflows, it will be very disastrous. So the app will help you, and it will advise you. Even if you are in the midst of the flood, you should be able to call for a help. The engineers, the NADBO guys will come and help you. And I believe when you are living in a flood-prone area, it is your duty to make sure that at least you get a weather forecast. When you get the weather forecast, then you advise yourself. But it's like some of us don't even care about the weather. And when you don't care about the weather, then the weather will also not care about you. So this is the opportunity for all of us to make sure that at least in the morning we get the weather, we get how the outlook will look like. We look at where it will rain, where it will not rain, and then we don't commute to those areas. Yeah. Because life and property are very essential.
So something interesting that you said, if you don't care about the weather will not care about you. Is it a line you use at the Ghana Met You? So how do people get access to this app?
The app is on the Google Play Store.
Okay.
And then you just go, then you download.
What's the name for it again?
It's the Accra Risk Flood app.
Accra Risk Flood app.
Yes.
So you get onto Google Play Store, you download. And
it has so many features. It can even tell you what to do. There are places where it tells you when it is flooding, what causes flooding, things that you could do to prevent flooding. When you're in the midst of flood, what you should do. It has so many things, a lot of things on it.
All right.
Yes, and it has a place that you can even give us a feedback. If you're in an area that you experience something, you can give it a feedback. Those at the back room will be able to see it and then see how best they can. And the feedback is very important for us.
All right.
If you give it the feedback, we will enhance and then, how do we call it, modify whatever we are doing. If you don't get the feedback, we assume everything is right.
Okay.
If we say it will rain and it doesn't rain at your end, please, just tell us. Find a way of telling us. Then we can also improve our operations. Okay. It's very important.
All right, thank you very much, Joe Tete Potofi of Ghana Met You, for joining us for the conversation. We also had Edward Anang. He's a civil engineer, and he got us to appreciate what needs to be done and the solutions that we need. He talks about the water retention ponds in part of Accra. Now, we're moving on, and it's the 1st of October, which means we've already done 9 months of 2021. How much of what you set out to accomplish this year have you done? We have that conversation coming up after the break. Still the AM Show.
Hello, my name is Nathaniel Atto. You can catch up with all the fun and inspiration on the Joy Sports link here on Joy 99.7 FM, together with all other shows over and over again. It's very simple. All you need to do is go to myjoyonline.com/podcast and relive all of those fun moments over and over again. Joy 99.7 FM, your radio for discerning listeners.
Joy 99.7.
All right, so still here on the AM show, and the next conversation we're going to have that has to do with the fact that this is the 1st of October. It means we've done 9 months already. And we have made some resolutions at the beginning of the year. You're telling yourself, okay, I'm going to do this by the end of the year. I'm going to buy a new car. I'm going to get married. I'm going to lose weight. I'm going to, so many things. Turns out that you probably may have achieved some, not achieved everything, or you probably may have failed on it. But it's not too late. We have 3 more months to go. And so you can still achieve it. Someone who knows how to get this done before the end of the year, or a way out, is joining us right now. That's Doreen Bafo, CEO of Branch Out Africa. Good morning to you, Doreen.
Good morning. I almost said good afternoon. How are you today?
Well. How about you?
I'm great, thank you.
Okay, and I like your outlook. You're looking cheerful and bright, and even though it's a rainy morning, you're making my morning.
Yeah, rain means time for growth, isn't it? So water hits the ground, and it's an opportunity for seeds to germinate, isn't it? So I guess it's not all gloom when it rains.
All right. So I'm sure you also set out to achieve some things at the beginning of the year. Before you preach to us, we want to find out if you've been able to do all that you set out to do.
So interestingly, Israel stopped doing a full year resolution. I haven't done that in a very long time.
Okay.
So I have, and I think Corona has or the pandemic we've all gone through, the world has experienced, has taught us to focus on the near and now. So what I do now, and I know that a number of progressive organizations are doing that as well, is to look at it on a very short-term basis. So to look at it on a quarter-by-quarter basis, or if you want to get really granular, then you want to do months, but I advise quarter-by-quarter basis. So it's Q4, and it's time to sit and reflect and decide what it is that you want in Q4. So you see that it's quite a different approach. It's this what I've been given now. What do I want to make of the period or the gift of the current season?
All right. So in other words, you're advising that instead of looking at a year-long resolution, we should be looking at quarterly, or probably, like you say, maybe monthly. So
yes, I do quarterly.
All right.
I do quarterly. So now it's a gift of a new quarter, isn't it? The last quarter of the year. What is it that I want to achieve in this quarter is what I would want your viewers and listeners to focus on.
Okay. So let's say, well, a number of people didn't get the memo about doing the quarterly thing. So they started the full year. It's 9 months out, and they're wondering, okay, so where am I and how much have I achieved? What would you advise them?
All right, so I would say let's celebrate small wins. Let's celebrate definitely in the last 9 months, there's been things that have gone really well for you, no matter how small, and especially for the overachievers, people who must see the big numbers and the grand things to feel excited. It's just time to take stock and say, okay, what is it that I've been able to do in the last 9 months? What's gone well? What could be better? And what do I want to use the last 3 months for? So again, what's gone well? What could be better? And what do I want to use the gift of the last 3 months for? So once you do that, it's and you go through what's gone well, celebrate yourself for what's gone well. You're alive, for crying out loud. So just give yourself that gift of celebrating small wins. And once you've done that, what do I want to use the rest of the year to do? So you review, you reflect, you review, and then you plan for the gift of the new season.
All right, so Enimwa set out to say that she was going to shed some weight before the end of the year.
I did not.
You didn't?
I made no such resolution.
Anyway, I had a strong hunch that you come and deny that.
No, because I'm even surprised. I have no such ambition. I did not at the beginning of the year say I wanted to lose weight. I have not said I want to lose weight today.
My bad.
I will not say I want to lose weight tomorrow. If it happens, it happens.
My bad.
Thank you very much. We do not live
Anyone with you on this one. What we want to do is to focus on being healthy.
No, we don't.
And we define.
No, we really don't.
On being healthy.
We really don't. And that's not even the conversation right now. We don't want to focus on being healthy. We just want to focus on enjoying our lives, which is why Israel should not have brought up this conversation at all.
Don't mind Israel.
Because my views are not acceptable for national TV. So thank you. I would like to ask you a question, though. So this year has been a year of loss for a lot of people. A lot of people. Yeah. I lost my dad this year. A friend of mine, I was talking to him yesterday. He's buried 5 of his friends in the past year. Some from COVID, some from accidents, actually 6, and then his father-in-law as well. So for a lot of people, this year has been a year of surviving through grief. They're not really thinking about, this new season brings hope and light and all of that, because when you're grieving, it's tough to see all those things. How do people who are in, that space in their lives, kind of see that, the rain does have some benefits? Because when it comes to death and loss like that, really, it's difficult to see the benefits.
And you're so right. Myself, I'm going through a period of loss as well. I've just lost 2 family members, my aunt and my mother-in-law. So I totally understand what this means. Although I'm not a grief specialist, I'm going to address this from a very personal perspective, from when I lost my mom, which is one of the which is one I don't know if I've recovered from, because every now and then I go through those motions again where I remember or I wish you were present, because there were a number of things that I thought that we needed closure on that we didn't get to do because she left. So I would say they allow themselves. So they recognize what it is that is happening, and kind of accept. So people accept different things differently. So there's a methodology that coaches use. They call it the RAIN methodology. And you can Google this. It's RAIN. So R for recognize what it is that you feel. What's happening to you right now. And allow yourself. I mean, survival mode is thinking of you. It's putting yourself at the center of all of this and allowing yourself be, giving yourself that grace to deal with what's happening in your life right now. So one is recognize. And so we're using the RAIN methodology. And then the A stands for accept what's happening. And there people do it in different forms. So first you recognize, you accept or acknowledge what's happening in your space or in your life right now. And then you investigate or interrogate what it makes you feel and what emotions come up for you when you feel those things. I've forgotten what the N means, but our viewers can Google that and see if that methodology helps them to deal with whatever it is that they're going through right now, and to gift themselves that gift of just being kind to themselves. I like that phrase, be kind to yourself. So recognize, accept, interrogate or investigate and what it makes you feel. And let's find the N. But I would say, if I had to give a word for the N, I would say the noun, be in the noun. So where am I now? What do I want to do with all the things that's coming up for me when I have interrogated the feelings? What do I do with them? How do I handle them? But underlining that is be kind to yourself.
Yeah. Okay. Well, got that. Thank you very much for that. I think now that we've kind of spoken about that, we can also then move on to talk about making the next 3 months, of the year useful, I guess, or achieving something.
Sure. So, small wins for the next quarter, the last quarter of the year. So it starts with you at the center. For the rest of the year, what is it that you want for yourself in different areas of your life? And I like to break it down into different areas because when you break things down, then it's they look doable. Somebody once asked, how do you eat an elephant? And the response is to cut it into small chunks, right? So if you take your life and I will invite viewers to do this with us. So take a piece of plain paper, draw a big circle on the small paper. And now think of various aspects of your life that you would want to work on or that mean a lot to you. And if I had to break it down for myself, I often start with anything that makes me grounded. So my spiritual awareness. So I'll start with spirituality. I'll add family life. I would add career. I would add skills. I would add friendship. I would add health and fitness. And so think about it like that. And you come up with different portions of the circle. And that imagine that the center of the circle is 1. There's no 0. It says once you're alive, it's a 1. Again, talking about being kind to yourself. Yeah. So the center of the circle where all the points meet is a 1. And then the outer, the outer, what's that called again? Circumference, right? Of the circle, it's 10. Yes. So if you take all of those portions now anymore, and you say that you've labeled, you want to ask yourself on a scale of 1 to 10, where am I currently in these areas? So for instance, if I had to use spirituality, I would give myself a 7 out of a 10. I also want to take health and fitness, which has become quite paramount especially when you're going through a period of loss and grief. And I'll put myself at a 4. So let's use those 2, for instance. And then I would say my career, and I'll put my career at an 8. So we have those 3. In the next 3 months, what do I want it to look like? So when it comes to health and fitness, I'm looking at moving from a 4 to a 6. What are the things that I want to do in this quarter to make it happen? One of the things for me, the ones I do well is eating healthy. So that I want to continue. What else do I want to start? I've stopped walking. When all the things were happening in my life, I stopped being kind to myself in that area. So I stopped walking. I want to pick up walking from this quarter. And to make sure I do that, I said to my husband yesterday, from this evening, I'm going to walk. My usual time is 7:30 to 8:30. So I want to resume those walks. What else do I want to do in that space? So for everybody, you need to think of those areas in your life that really mean a lot to you. Indicate where you are on that circle, and then set a plan for what you want it to look like by the end of December. And once you've done that, you can share. Research suggests that when you share these things with very close people, and anymore, I know that you have a daughter, so if you shared with your daughter and you said to her, for her to do the same, and you cut it out and you paste in front of your fridge, you can both hold each other accountable. My daughter is she's a commander when it comes to that. So for instance, if I did say to her, but it's small wins, remember that, and just choose those areas. When you finish this exercise, it's such a powerful visual exercise, because what happens is that when you connect the dots on where you are on the various areas in your life that matter to you, you realize that you have a circle, but it's deflated in certain areas and very protruded in other areas. And the question that your coach will often ask you is that, okay, now if this were a wheel and you were driving a car with this wheel, what will be happening in your life? And if you sit with that for a moment, you kind of realize there are certain areas you want to push out, like push some air into that wheel.
Yeah.
And this is your own wheel. So push some air, and there's some places you're comfortable where you are right now, and you don't want to touch it this quarter. And so you pick out those areas you want to work on, you draw it out, share with someone who is kind enough to hold you accountable. Let them do the same for themselves. It really works beautifully if you're doing this in a family setting, and you post it on the fridge or the door to the kitchen so we can all see it and have conversations around it every now and then. And once we achieve very little things in that area, so for instance, if I'm able to walk, typically I would walk 4 times a week. If I'm able to do that, is to say to whoever is holding me accountable, in this case, in my case, it's my husband, to say, okay, if I do that, then maybe I want us to go sit at Gold Coast or any of those places that I like on a Saturday, and just celebrate those little wins. But be kind to yourself. Remember that.
Yeah, that seems to be, so important. And I guess sometimes being kind to yourself is doing the difficult thing. So there's this phrase that I use when I'm going to bed and I'm really tired and I haven't ironed for the next morning. And I tell myself, do something today that the person you are tomorrow will appreciate. So when I wake up in the morning and my dress is ironed, I'm like, thank you, Enima, for doing this for me last night, even though you were tired. So I totally get that.
I love that.
Thank you. Well, thank you for joining us. I'm not sure if Israel wants to chip in something.
We've grounded Israel anymore. I remember that.
Yes,
he's grounded.
yes.
Yeah, that's okay. I mean, we're not complaining. And I also noticed that you mentioned your husband a number of times. I think about 7 times.
You were counting?
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
7.
Yeah.
That's present. Thank you, Israel, for doing that. He's one person who holds me accountable. He's been in my space for so long. And so when I want to, especially in the area of health and fitness, he used to be an athlete when he was much younger. So he's consistent in that area. Okay. So when I talk about health and fitness, he's one person who can hold me accountable in that area. When it comes to, say, like studying for a program, I did something like that in Q2 in July, and it was my daughter. So she walks around and she says, hey, what are you doing on your laptop? Aren't you supposed to be studying around this time?
Wow.
So different people for different areas of your life because they're on the same journey with you, and you can both do that for each other.
Okay, thank you. But that also reminds me that it's my wife's birthday today.
Oh. You remembered at 8:19?
No, it's
celebrate small wins.
Celebrate small wins. So
we've been going since 6 o'clock.
So it's not that I forgot, but once you brought it up now, I just had to do it.
Okay. Yes. Yeah. So Mrs. Lai,
Louisa Lai.
We're going to dedicate about 5 minutes on the show so that Israel will say a poem, sing a song, and do all. Yeah, you don't want to miss it. You don't want to miss it.
I have a title for you, so you're just going to work with that title, Israel, today.
Okay.
It's called The Physical Evidence of My Love Life.
Hey! Hey.
I see.
It's a thesis.
I see. No, I'm going to use it. I'm just going to post the physical evidence. Essentially, what you're telling me is that Louisa is the physical evidence of my love life.
Yes, and what are the things that you see that make her the physical evidence of your love life? It's what you're going to, that's one stanza you're going to write for the point today.
The second stanza is how you are going to take her to dinner, buy her an expensive gift, perhaps plan a trip for Christmas, give her a massage, and then go to Greece.
I swear my daughter will love you. All the things you listed. But Israel, from me, I would want to give your wife a gift as well. So okay. I will reach out to you outside this place, and I'll just get her a tool for self-awareness, and I will do that for her. So happy birthday, Louisa Lai.
Happy birthday, yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you for enduring Israel for all these years and not throwing him out on the streets.
But thank
Many
you.
more endurance moments.
Thank you very much, Doreen, for the nuggets of wisdom that you shared with us this morning. And as I said, I loved your disposition. I mean, once you came on and you were that bright, I was like, wow.
The sun has come.
Way to go.
Thank you. And thank you, Nimwa, as well.
All right. And enjoy your day.
Enjoy your day.
Thank you.
And love to your daughter.
Okay.
All right.
So essentially, there are people to...
The word of today is essentially.
Yeah.
Okay. So essentially, you were saying...
Essentially, some of us were supposed to go to Greece at the beginning of the year. That was one of the things we said we were going to do. We couldn't get to do it. But she's telling us that we should celebrate small wins. Yeah, COVID.
So you're celebrating going to Eburi? I'm sorry, I don't know.
We'll have other places to go.
Okay.
Some others also decided that said they were going to build a house. So the next conversation is for you. We're talking about the Habitat Fair, Ecobank Joy News Habitat Fair 2021. And we're having the third and final clinic at the Junction Mall. And we're having Elegant Homes. They're going to give you some nice deals if you want to buy a house. Those of you who wanted to buy a house at the beginning of the year, it's not too late. In the next 3 months, you can do that. They're going to tell us all about it. So do stay tuned in. We'll be back. And then we also have Mr. Quaver. He's performing today. All right. So we just had a conversation about resolutions at the beginning of the year. So there are a number of you who decided that you were going to buy homes this year. We've done 9 months, but it's not too late, as I indicated. We have 3 months. And in 3 months, if you want to buy a home, you can. I'm making things a lot easier for you. And I've brought in the executive director of Elegant Homes, Dorothy Kwashi. She's going to just tell you why you should be buying their homes. So no long things. Good morning to you, Dorothy.
Good morning, Israel.
There are people, as I indicated, who have been planning to buy homes at the beginning of the year. Yeah, I'm sure they've seen a number of options. They're not sure. But then here you come. And you have some wonderful ideas and beautiful homes to show them so that they'll be so wowed. They'll just bring in that briefcase with money and come and buy. Have you since seen, the last conversation we had, you said you haven't seen people who bring briefcase to you.
No, I'll be very grateful.
They still haven't come.
If you can connect me to them.
That is why we're having this conversation. So please, those of you out there with a briefcase, Dorothy is ready to take your briefcase and give you a house. But yes, let's look at what stands you out. One of the things I know about Elegant Homes is the fact that you use UPVC windows.
Yeah.
And I mean, I've experienced UPVC windows, and I know that's why that is a standout. But yeah, for the people who haven't really experienced, tell them why UPVC is so outstanding and classic.
UPVC doesn't make the house more hot. You know, our weather is not too friendly with aluminium.
Yeah.
You don't have insects coming into the windows, and it's very insulated. When you switch on your air condition, it stays very cool.
Yeah.
And it's very durable, very, very durable. And especially for those of us along the coast, that is highly recommended as compared to aluminium, because it doesn't also rust. It's anti-rust. So that is basically what we use. Our sister company, Elegant Homes Products, fabricates high-quality UPVC windows from Turkey. We sell plaster boards, cornices, adhesive, and other decorative materials that we also use in our houses.
Okay, so all these go into your homes, and that's what makes it.
Oh yes, very, very unique and stand out.
Okay.
Yeah.
And affordability.
Affordability, I always say, is relative.
Yeah.
Depending on what you have, it's your pocket that determines what you can buy. So we want to give people value for money. We want to give you the very best. And I think that for the kind of clientele we are looking at, it is very affordable. Looking at the space we give, the ambience that we provide, the quality of work that we do, you can't get it anywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we've had 2 mini clinics already. We had the Achimota Retail Center. We had one at the West Hills Mall, and you've been a part of it all through.
Yeah.
What has been the response and the feedback?
It's been very wonderful. One thing that Elegant Homes prefer is that we encourage prospective home buyers to visit our sites. You know, people have some perception about developers. One of the conversation that runs through is that what we show is not what is actually on site. So a number of times when I come here, as soon as I leave, the calls I get, hey, we're sure because they are in doubt. So we encourage prospective home buyers to come by, visit our site, see what we have. Then you can trust us. So that is all I want to say. We encourage everyone. People have been there, and then they tell us, in fact, what is on site even supersedes the photos and videos, because then you just come in and you see the reality of what we are doing. So we encourage everyone out there, come to our site, come and view our show houses, come and let's sit and have a conversation as to how you can own one of our beautiful homes.
Okay, and so for those of you who haven't quite seen the homes that we're talking about, we're going to be sharing some of the images on screen so that you get to appreciate what they're talking about. And then, right after we're done, you can call Dorothy and her team and just make your way to their site and get to see the homes for yourself. Like I say, seeing is believing,
exactly.
Right? So you've talked about what goes into the structure. We're talking about the UPVC windows. You've talked about the plasterboard, cornices, and all of that. What else are they to expect?
They are to expect many, many more. They are to expect a 10% discount on our prices.
Okay.
They are to expect that when they buy from us within this period, they're going to get fitted kitchen, and our fitted kitchen are very beautiful. It comes, you get the microwave, you get the oven, you get the cooker hub. We're also giving you a doorbell. We're giving you a remote control gate. We're giving you ceiling speakers, and all this you get in one house.
That's wow. Plus the community as well.
Exactly.
That's another thing that...
Very, very serene. The ambience is good. And I bet you, Israel, if you retire there, you will live long.
And I would also imagine that security, security is one of the issues that people also tend to have, that you're in a gated community, but the security you have, they're not, as professional as you'd expect.
Yeah, we have 24-hour security, and we also encourage prospective or residents to also add additional security as part of it. And so security is well done. You can't just drive in and out without notifying whoever you are coming to see, and that is what we do.
So that's one of your homes.
Yeah.
So does it all come this well furnished, or depends on what you want?
It depends on what you want, but the model houses are always furnished, so that when you come in for viewing, you get to see how your house will look like eventually when you buy and you are able to furnish it the way we have done. But aside that, we can also furnish for you. If you buy and you want us to furnish for you, we can also do that.
Right, because you were saying that you have a sister company that is also into
UPVC,
these products.
Exactly. That one too we can sell. If you are building and you want to buy from us, we are available. We can sell to you. We sell plaster boards, cornices, UPVC windows, and accessories.
All right, and where's your site? So I see this one is at
Katamanso, yes.
Which other sites do you have?
Currently, the gated estate is Katamanso. That is where all the beautiful houses we have been screening for the past 1 month, those houses are within the gated estate. We don't do that kind of one size fits all. So when you walk into the estate, you see different types of buildings, and then clients are also allowed to come in with their own designs, or we can also design to suit them. You can also choose one of our models and then add to it, and it becomes your design.
All right. Okay, so thank you very much, Dorothy Kwashi, for coming through. I keep praying that somebody is going to bring the briefcase full of money and come in. By that, so it just shock you.
Yeah, the day it happens, I'll let you know.
Am I going to get a commission on that?
Let's see how it goes.
All right, but thank you very much for coming.
As well. So before tomorrow, if you want to reach us, you can contact us on 0244 699 053 or 057 659 7419. All these numbers are on WhatsApp. You can also send us an email at sales@eleganthomesgh.com or visit our website www.eleganthomesgh.com. See you tomorrow at the Junction Mall. 10% discount is still ongoing. Don't miss out.
And please go and get the homes. When you get the homes, carry the briefcase and go and buy so that me too, I'll get commission. Thank you very much, Dorothy. We're still here on the AM show, and we have another conversation coming up. SOS Advance is a herbal supplement from the UK that has been developed to help your body defend itself. Stay tuned in. We'll be telling you all about that in a bit.
Hi, this is Lexus Bill, host of Drive Time on Joy 99.7 FM. Listen, you don't have to worry if you miss Drive Time or Personality Profile. It's going to be live on our podcast page. Just log on to www.myjoyonline.com/podcast. You can listen to Drive Time, Personality Profile, and any other of your favorite shows on Joy FM on that page. You don't have to miss a show at all. Joy 99.7 FM, radio for discerning listeners.
So we're talking about SOS Advance. Now, it's a herbal supplement from the UK that has been developed to help your body defend itself. It serves as a detox, so it cleanses your blood, and an immune booster to fight against blood disorders, digestive problems, and skin conditions, and of course, so much more. Mark Pollack, Chief Marketing Officer, Smart Organic Solutions Limited UK, joins me in the studio so that we can have a quick conversation about it. So, hello, welcome.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning, good to see you.
Thank you.
So who are Smart Organic Solutions in the first place?
Smart Organic Solutions is a company that was formulated in 2010 to bring natural organics and natural ingredients together with the latest technology. So to make natural things more effective for the body.
Okay, by using technology.
By using the latest technology. Natural things normally take a bit longer to work in the body, and we have a natural nanotechnology. It allows us to break the particles down of natural and organic ingredients. So when you take it into the body, it's absorbed into the deep tissue, i.e. it works quickly
much more quickly than something that hadn't had that technology applied to it.
Okay, got it. Why do you think that we need these particular products?
Our products are needed worldwide, really, because we live in a very toxic environment. There's toxins in the air we breathe, in the things we drink, and in the processed food and so forth. So our body's constantly taking on more toxins, and it's a burden to the immune system.
Okay.
So the more toxic we are, the less effective the immune system is. Then we get pains, we get aches, and we get other illnesses, and we don't understand why. But a lot of the reasons are the toxins are carried around the body in the blood. So it affects every single organ. So you may go to a doctor and they don't know what the problem is. So our product, SOS Advance, is a blood cleaner. It's a detox for the blood.
Okay.
We advise people to use 3 bottles over 1 month to fully detox their body and to fully detox their blood. They find that things start to work much better than they were.
Okay.
Yes.
So apart from the detox, which is cleansing the blood, what else does SOS Advance do?
It has 11 different essential oils in. Each one is antibacterial, antifungal, antiparasitic. So it has a holistic benefit on the body.
Okay.
So when you take it, it's working in a lot of different directions in a holistic way. So it's helping people. It can be taken as a preventative.
Okay.
If you're not sure, but you just want to make sure that everything is fine, you can take it for that.
Okay.
If you have issues, blood disorders, digestive issues, skin complaints, you'd use the SOS Advance and find that within the first 7 to 10 days, you start to feel that better.
To feel better.
Yeah.
That sounds really good.
Yeah.
So I have your information, this little leaflet that has quite a lot of information.
Yeah.
There's a number of things listed about what it helps with, you know, including acne, AIDS support, arthritis, bladder infection, candida, gout, herpes, skin infections, allergies, diabetes, blood pressure, so many things.
Many, many things.
It almost sounds too good to be true, doesn't it?
Absolutely, because we've got used to be getting a medicine or something that's going to help us that does one thing. And so that's what we expect. But really, the body is holistic, and the blood goes everywhere in the body. So we were able to choose 11 different ingredients, which have antibacterial, antiviral, antifungal properties, and put them together so that if you took it for your skin, you might also find that you have more energy because it gets oxygen in the cells quickly. The nanotechnology that we use is unique to us. It's been developed by some biochemists. And because the particles are that small, they can get into the deep tissue of the body.
Okay.
So what happens when you try to use something to make yourself better, sometimes the viruses, the bacteria, the pathogens hide in the deep tissue. And when your immune system goes down again, you find the problem came back.
Right.
So our product can get into the deep tissue of the body. If it's parasites, for example, it will remove the parasites, but also remove the eggs.
Okay, I see what you mean. Okay.
Yeah, so you take it over 1 month, 3 bottles, and you feel that benefit in the first 7 to 10 days, but you continue to take it. Now, if you have an acute problem, you may take it for longer. Okay, but you'll be able to see your doctor. They'll say, oh, it's getting better. You keep taking it until...
Okay, so it's not like a lifetime drinking...
Not at all.
...thing. It's like a treatment.
Yeah, it's a detox.
Okay.
So normally a detox for the stomach, you take over 7 days, 10 days. A period of time.
Okay.
So this is a detox for the blood. And because the blood goes everywhere, it's going to be helping the kidneys, it's going to be helping the liver.
Everywhere. Okay. No, I think I just needed to clarify. It's not like a supplement that you just take. It's really for a period of time.
You can take it for longer because for a lot of people these days, their issue is energy. They find their energy is low for different reasons. Because this gets oxygen into the blood quickly, they find they've got more energy.
Okay.
So they'll take it then as a supplement.
Okay.
Then they may take it initially 3 times a day for a month. After that, they'll take it as a supplement just once a day.
Okay, sounds good. Are there any side effects?
That's a great question. Because it's fully natural, normally things are pharmaceuticals, so they have side effects attached to them. Because this is fully natural, we don't have any of those chemical side effects. You will take the product, you will feel the benefit in the first 7 to 10 days, and then you can continue.
Okay, so you've been in Ghana for a while?
Yeah, we've been effective really for the past 2 to 3 years.
Okay.
We've registered it with the FDA, and now we have a sales manager, we have a sales team,
Right.
and our aim is really, I'm invited over here to meet with some of the doctors, some of the pharmacists, and so forth, and just explain and provide the product knowledge, and also get the feedback from them. For, as you said, why is it doing so many things?
Of course, yeah. So, do you have any feedback from, any Ghanaians who've used it? What do they think?
We have so many. I mean, we started initially, we did a campaign, an online campaign to identify where the demand for the product was. Surprisingly, it was Ghana, and we didn't have that expectation. They were inquiring, they were purchasing, and the costs were quite high because we had to send by DHL. Then a doctor invited us over, or invited me over, and we started the process of making it available, within the country.
Right, okay. So where do we get it from? Where's it?
Okay. So our office number is 0555 83 8992. That's 0555 83 8992.
Okay.
We also, for bulk purchases, we have 2 distributors. We have Royal Dutch, which is 0243 150609. That's Royal Dutch 0243 150609. And we have Gokals Laborax,
Okay.
which is 0244 865454. 0244 865454.
Okay, well, the number's on the screen. If you missed it, just give him a call, and you can get all the information that you need. But it's also available in pharmacies.
It's available in pharmacies across the country in all of the 10 regions.
Oh, okay, so that's 16.
Is it 16?
Yeah,
well, we're in
moved to
10 so
16.
far. So
Okay, so we moved to 16 regions now. It's fine. There are times when I can't remember all of them either. So, okay, well, thank you for passing through. It sounds really good. Israel and I think, are going to try it. And see how it goes, and then we'll give you some feedback. But it sounds really good. If it does everything it says on the label, then it's fantastic.
And it's fully natural without side effects. The only one thing I was going to say, we have a Aleve, which is a topical product, and it's really for, you rub it on the skin. It's for skin conditions, joint pain, muscle pain, and a lot of people use it for arthritis.
Okay,
So
all right.
the 2 together are great, but each one can be used independently.
Separately. Also available in pharmacies.
Also available in the pharmacies and registered here with the FDA.
Okay, sounds good. And if you'd like more information, the number will come back on the screen, so you can give them a call and get information. If you pop into a pharmacy, need something to make you feel better, do a detox, and SOS Advance would be the thing to try, wouldn't it? Well, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
It's been great.
Awesome. Okay, so we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, somebody's here to serenade you. Can't wait. Don't go anywhere.
Hello, my name is Evans Mensah, and you can relive all the fun and excitement on Top Story, Newsnight, and of course, Ghana Connect via podcast. All you need to do is to log on to myjoyonline/podcast. Search for your favorite show and relive the moment. Joy 99.7 FM, your radio for discerning listeners.
Joy 99.7.
Mr. Quaver. Yes, I'm Christian and you are Muslim, but how does that matter? I'm a care shimboni, I wanna mo. Sumo aho ye jano. My dear na nkebuno niye. Joham niye. Keep the fire burning, burning. Burning, burning. Joham niye. Keep the fire burning, burning. Burning, burning. Inke Joamie, keep the fire burning, 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 burning. Bunny Tommy, Danina, Anai Ketebuka. Menekani Negbekwe, Akenshi Komini Ayema, Babakra Eha threatening, Eboapani area boys yimi. Minya ho who care fefa baba ho yes so much women. She bonong, 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 bonong. You're my love, you're my joy, you're my everything. Ameke Ishimboni Awonamo, Sumo Ahoya Jano, my dear na Nkebunoni, Johamie, keep the fire burning, 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 Johamie, keep the fire burning, 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 burning. Keep the fire burning, 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 burning. You belong to one religion and I belong to another, but we both belong to the human race. We won't run away. We will stay and fight for our love till their mind change. Alonte dinko aka for a thing. 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 My dear ba, keep the fire burning, burning,
burning, burning.
Keep the fire burning, 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 burning.
Oh, like that. What does Chohami mean? Because you know, at first I thought it was Johami. It's Cho. What's Cho? Like burn for me. Oh, shine from. Oh, that's so romantic. And you wrote it yourself? Wow. Who inspired it? Make you no lie. Who inspired? Wait, girl.
Okay, it wasn't a personal story.
Okay.
Yes, it's an idea that came to mind and then I decided to write.
But it's such, the words are so beautiful. I love it. And you've released quite a number of songs. I mean, there was, I'm not even going to try and remember all of them, but just in the past 2 or 3 weeks, we've heard about, this is the 3rd new song.
So this one was released in January this year.
Okay.
Yeah. January.
Okay, but so good. The music is just flowing.
Thank you.
How has it been for you?
It's been good. The feedback is encouraging.
It's encouraging. You're enjoying it.
Of course.
Wow. So what's next? What's your plan?
Currently, I have a new single out. The title is Kiss Me. And that is what is blazing currently.
And then you have your answer to Sina Soul's.
Yes. Oh, Jolly.
Jolly, yes, Oh, Jolly.
Yeah.
Which we played this morning, which was very interesting as well.
Thank you.
And then that's what's on the screen right now.
Yeah.
You know, I love how you said, you know, I know I don't have money. So wherever you went to, go back there, basically.
Yeah, of course.
What inspired that? Was it?
Okay, so Sina was saying that she's back and then the husband or the boy should leave the other girl for her. And I'm also saying that
where did you go?
You left when I had no money and you are now coming back when you realized everything is all good for me. So go back to where you went to.
Well, wow.
Yeah, of course.
Okay, I hear.
So it was like a reply to
that one.
Song, yeah.
Okay, well, great stuff.
Thank you.
Okay, so let's take a look at the new video. That's what's on the screen. But you're going to do a song for us, aren't you?
Of course, the new one.
Okay, which
single.
is?
Kiss Me.
Kiss Me. It's an invitation to tender this morning. But let's take a look at the video, and then Mr. Quaver will come back and do a live for us. But that's it from the AM show this morning. We're leaving you in the capable hands of Mr. Quaver. Enjoy the music. Enjoy your weekend. We'll be back on Monday.
Thank you.
Come give me loving, your sweet, sweet loving. Kiss me and hold me, your love, baby. I've got a woman, she makes me feel alright. Anytime she's around me, she puts a smile on my face. Oh, I've got a woman, she makes me feel alright. Anytime she's around me, she puts a smile on my face. She is a woman, beautiful and kind. Nothing gives me joy than a smile on her pretty face. So come give me loving, your sweet, sweet loving. Kiss me and hold me, your love, baby, my baby. Come give me loving,
your sweet, sweet loving. Kiss me and hold me, your love, baby. Come give me loving, your sweet, sweet loving. Kiss me and hold me, your love, baby. My baby, come give me loving, your sweet, sweet loving. Kiss me and hold me, your love, baby. Oh, I've been waiting for so long. She's been gone for so long. Gone abroad to steady. 8-man session. No quicker imbling. Yesterday she called me. She said, hello, daddy. I'm coming home finally. And I said to her, come give me loving, your sweet, sweet loving. Kiss me and hold me, your love, baby. Come give me loving, your sweet, sweet loving. Kiss me and hold me, your love, baby. Come and give me loving, my baby, baby, my love. I miss you so bad, my baby. Yeah. Oh, come give me loving, your sweet, sweet loving. Kiss me and hold me, your love, baby. My baby, come give me loving, your sweet, sweet loving. Kiss me and hold me, your love, baby. My baby, come give me loving, your sweet, sweet loving. Kiss me and hold me, your love, baby. Come and kiss me and hold me.